Okay, so this is the right forearm, and I've glued the outside, and I glued the cut elastic inside, and I did 3 inches here, 2.5 here, and 2 here. And I realized I probably should have did just the opposite. I should have left it longer here so this would flex open more, and then 2.5 here, and then the 2 here. So this doesn't need to flex as much. So I actually got those backwards. So I would recommend 3 down here, 2.5 inches in the middle, and then only 2 at the top, just to keep that snugger. So this is going to be just basically what I'm going to end up doing is only gluing just the very edge of this 2-inch on the inside here, just so I can get enough elasticity out of the elastic to still be able to put my arm in. So but you've got to make sure that when you're putting glue inside here that it doesn't run underneath and bond this piece together. So you only want to glue the elastic. So again, I'm going to be using the CA glue and just carefully putting it down one little side and letting gravity kind of run it where it needs to be, and then press the elastic down into the glue that I just laid in, and rubbing the elastic into. You want it to completely saturate the elastic. That's what's going to actually bond the CA. It's kind of having CA glue on both sides, against the ABS and on the outside. So you're kind of sandwiching the ABS with the CA glue. That's how it's going to stay in place. And I'm just getting the very first, 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/2 of an inch of glue on the elastic here. See if I can see on the inside there, so you can see where it's saturated wet just on the little bit of the elastic. Sorry, I have a little bit of a tongue depressor here that I can press down rather than my finger, because this does get kind of hot. Okay, and then before I spray the kicker, I'm actually going to put a little more glue to run down for the second piece of elastic, and then press that down in place. Again, keeping it angled so I know that the CA glue is not going to run up underneath and lock the 2 pieces of plastic together, the 2 halves, because that would be bad. You just want to glue the elastic down in place. Again, using the tongue depressor, pressing down. Sorry, I know that can't really see it very well on the video camera because of the angle that I have to hold this. I'll show you, it's starting to glue down. I think you might be able to see that. So then on the last one, I'm going to turn it this way where I can see it, and again keeping the angle down so that, like I said, the CA glue, you don't want it to run and bond the plastic halves together. Otherwise you defeated your whole purpose here. I mean, you want the seamless look, but yet you still got to have a realistically understanding that you got to get your body into this. It is a CG character that we're trying to create here, but it's a real human that needs to wear it. A little bit more in the back corner. Spray a little bit of kicker down in here. Make sure everything's down where it needs to be. And I want this kind of smooth. My arm has to slide in here, so any of these edges or corners of this elastic sticking up, that's going to be uncomfortable on my arm. Although if I had to, I could take the Dremel wheel in here and kind of grind down any corners, because just like I mentioned before, the CA glue, it glues rock hard. So that's something to have in mind too when you're laying it in, to try to get it as smooth as possible so it's comfortable. Add a little bit more on this side here to flood that corner and make it a little bit smoother. Kind of see what's going on there. Yeah, when the stuff kicks, it you kind of probably heard that pop a little bit. And air hose and I'm going to let that cure a little bit more before I take the blue tape off. The blue tape was just making sure that I was aligning this where I wanted it to sit after I had glued that side. So I'm going to wait just a little bit and then I'll take that apart and see how it is.